The year is 1947. Deep within a forgotten Soviet research bunker, an experiment begins. The objective: to study the effects of prolonged, forced wakefulness on the human mind. 5 political prisoners, promised freedom they would never see, were selected as test subjects. They were sealed within a reinforced chamber, monitored through thick two-way glass. A stimulant gas, codenamed Nikolai 76, was continuously pumped into the air, its purpose simple: to keep them from sleeping. For the first few days, the atmosphere was almost collegiate. The subjects, men stripped of their names and reduced to numbers, spoke of their past lives, their families, their hopes. They played cards, read books provided by the researchers, and cooperated fully. The scientists, led by Professor Volkov, watched from their sterile observation room, jotting down notes, their faces illuminated by the green glow of monitors. They believed they were on the cusp of a great discovery, a way to unlock the full potential of the human soldier. By day 5, everything changed. The conversations ceased. The subjects began to pace, their movements becoming more erratic. They would whisper to themselves, their eyes darting towards the observation vents, as if they could feel our gaze upon them. Paranoia had taken root. By day 9, the screaming started. One subject ran back and forth across the chamber for hours, screaming until his voice was nothing but a raw, hoarse squeak. Then silence. A silence more profound and terrifying than the noise it replaced. We watched as they began to perform unspeakable acts. They tore pages from the books, smeared them with their own waste, and plastered them over the observation windows, sealing us out. The screaming stopped, but the microphones picked up something worse. Whispers. Furtive, fragmented sentences that made no sense. They spoke of a liberation of the mind, a shedding of the self. They were no longer communicating with us, or even with each other. They were communing with something else, something awakened in the sleepless dark. On day 15, the gas supply was cut. We announced through the intercom that we were opening the chamber. We expected relief, perhaps even pleas for help. Instead, we were met with a calm, unified voice that sent a chill through the entire observation team. "We no longer wish to be freed," it said. "You cannot understand. We are what you are when you are not dreaming." Panic erupted among the research staff. Against Volkov's orders, a team of soldiers was sent in to retrieve the subjects. The screams we heard then were not from the subjects, but from the soldiers. When the chamber doors were finally forced open, the scene within was wrong. It wasn't the gore that was shocking, though there was plenty of it. It was the subjects themselves. They were changed. Their eyes, wide and unblinking, held an ancient predatory intelligence. They moved with a fluid, unnatural grace. 4 were still alive, if you could call it that. They fought the soldiers with a ferocity that was inhuman. They seemed impervious to pain, shrugging off wounds that would fell any normal man. During the chaos, one of the subjects was mortally wounded. A researcher, a young man named Ivan, knelt beside the dying figure. The subject looked up at him, a faint, knowing smile on his bloodied lips. "Have you ever wondered," he rasped, his voice a dry rustle of leaves, "what sleeps inside you? That ravenous, ancient thing you put to bed each night? We have simply forgotten how to lie back down." He coughed, a wet, final sound. "We are the liberated mind. We are what is left when the self is peeled away." The experiment was a success. The remaining subjects were eventually subdued, but the facility was lost. Professor Volkov, in his final log entry before taking his own life, wrote a single chilling sentence: "I have looked into the abyss, and the abyss has a name. It is consciousness without rest." The official records state the Somnus Protocol was a catastrophic failure. All subjects and most of the research staff perished in a chemical fire. But those who know the whispers, who have seen the redacted files, understand the truth. The experiment didn't fail. It succeeded beyond their wildest nightmares. It proved that sleep isn't just a biological necessity. It's a cage, a fragile barrier we erect each night to keep the real monsters out, or perhaps to keep them in. So tonight, when you close your eyes, be thankful for the darkness. Be thankful for the dreams that stand guard, for you never truly know what might awaken if you forget how to sleep. Thanks for listening.